I'm Jacob. I'm brand new to BookTube, first video ever, but we're gonna talk about my June TBR, and I'm super excited for this TBR. I have a lot of good things on here. I do want to let you know that I'm kind of associated with YouTube just a little. I have a different YouTube channel that talks about something completely different. Talks about Sims. If you're interested in that, I'll have it linked down below. So I do kind of understand what I'm doing. My face hasn't really been on there that much, and I'm using a webcam, so we're gonna see how that works. But we're going to talk about the books today. I'm super excited to get into this because I love books. I love books. And we'll talk about more as my channel grows and progresses how much I love books. But today we're just going to talk about my June TBR. Cool. I have several audiobooks and I have one book that I'm reading on my Kindle. Well, I have a few comic books or whatever that I'm reading on my Kindle. But we're just going to go down the line with actual books, and then we're going to go to audiobooks, or we'll go to Kindle and then audiobooks, because I read a lot during the month or whatever. So yeah, cool. We're going to start with the first one, which is Saga Volume 2. Now, in the month of May, I devoured, in a sitting, Saga Volume 1. I'm probably going to end up picking up the rest of these on my Kindle, in volumes to the newest one, and then start reading them, as I go forward. Hold on, I'm so sorry. As I go forward, I will probably, and then I'll buy the issues as they come out monthly. I'm in love with this story. I think the studio that brings it to life, which is Image. I've read one other comic book from Image before, I'm pretty sure. It's rather new. They're huge right now because of Saga, and they deserve all the stuff they're getting. And they're short, and they're long, but they're also extremely, extremely, extremely graphic. So it's very high concept, mature, kind of like Star Wars, if Star Wars could go there. Very bloody, very sexual, but they don't really use nudity as a concept. They use nudity as a character development almost. The world is great. I just highly recommend this series in particular, and I'm so hyped to continue diving into the story. So this is my first graphic novel that I'm reading this month. I have a few others that I'm going to continue reading. This is number one. Set that on my bed. You can't see them because I should have put my TBR up here and worked my way up here. Huh. I'll think about that next time. Now this area that you see here is probably going to change a lot too. So next we have Reasons 3. Now I don't really know much about this book. It's by Rebecca Donovan, and it's been highly requested to me by some of my friends, my librarian, when I was in high school. I just graduated a week ago. And so it's been highly requested to me, and I was at the library the other day looking for a TBR for the month of June. And I do that sometimes because I can't purchase all my books, and so I just go to the library and I pick up the ones that look interesting or ones that are calling my name. There's a certain big book like A Court of Thorns, A Court of Mist and Theory. I've not read yet because they were 600 pages long and it scares me, but it's been calling my name for the past 3 months. Sorry, just had to point that one out there because I didn't really like A Court. I don't know. We should talk about Court of Roses at some point on this channel, in my opinion, on just Sarah J. Maas and period, because I want to continue, but I'm also super nervous about it. Moving on. So I don't really know what this is about. I know it's about a girl. Her parents, I think, are dead or whatever, and so she's go with her aunt or whatever, and her aunt abuses her, and she meets a boy, and it's all about giving her reasons to survive and live. I'm a very emotional person. I get attached to my characters on anything that I do extremely easily. I'm a writer, and I think that's part of the writer. Something we do is we get attached super easily, or we get unattached super easily. It's one or the other, I think, for us. And I'm one of those people who gets attached, and I get really emotionally drawn from the story. Whereas I start to act like the character, I'm much more of a character actor, and so I'm really nervous about jumping into a mindset such as hers that is so sad and depressing because I have some very bad episodes that I go through, and I don't want a book to put me there. So it makes me a little nervous, but maybe I'll love it so much, and maybe the boyfriend will be so cute that I just fly through it, and I won't have to worry about it. We will see, of course, but it might be a DNF because it might be too much for me to even think about handling, let alone wanting to handle. Next one, which I have started, which is The Poet's X, which I thought was just a book about poetry by, oh god, you're gonna make me say it again, Elizabeth Evacito. She is of the Latino descent, I'm guessing, or Dominican, which is also part of like Spanish. Because there's a lot of Spanish in this book, which is good for me. I took 2 years Spanish, so I kind of understand what they're saying. I got really mad actually at one point because of what they were saying. That's interesting. Think about what book is that? Oh, it's not actually my TBR. It's back there. It's like I read autobiography. I'm so sorry for the lag. I'm recording with my webcam. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but sorry. And it's about this girl who gets into a poetry slam class, and she gets to actually speak her words that she can speak anywhere else. I'm pretty sure. First thought about it was that I thought it was just a bunch of poetry slam book. I thought it was from an author who did who was a part of the poetry slam unit. And I love listening to poetry slam. I just love it so much, and so I picked it up. And actually, I recommend reading it aloud when you read it. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I think someone mentioned it. I think it was a comment inside. Very beautiful. I'm really loving it so far. Like 40 pages in. It's great. I like it. Next one. Ever You, Every Me by David Lethen. Now, David Lethen got famous off of Every Day, which is about a love story about people being a girl being reincarnated into a boy. A thing being reincarnated into a different person every single day. And they fall in love with the same person every day. I fell in love with him. Sorry about all these like cool things. I fell in love with him by Two Boys Kissing. I read in the month of like March, I think. It was beautiful. It was everything I ever wanted. I knew it wasn't just written by him, but I think he had a huge part in the reason why I fell in love with it. And the photographs, because there's photographs, which is really cool. I'm going to show you in a second. But I'm going to tell you what it's about real quick. Oh, the photographs are by Jonathan Farmer. Or Famer. And, I think it's Farmer. I'm not really sure. But, I'm a huge fan of this book so far. I'm like 40 pages in, again. This is not something I normally do. I tend to read one book and not read multiple books. But, I mean, I do read... I'm a big believer in reading different material books. So, like, I would read, like, an actual book, a Kindle book, and listen to an audiobook. And I can handle all 3. But I'm not someone who picks up 2 different actual books. Do you get that? I'm just a multitasker in that sense of way. Some people can't handle, like, that different stories, but I can. Fine, which we're going to talk about. But I picked up at the library because I've been kind of in a reading slump for the whole month of May because I was so busy with graduation and prom and all that other fun stuff that I wasn't really reading, wasn't really listening to audiobooks, and so I was just like super duper busy. And so I went to the library and I was looking for fast read books that I could read the whole time I was there because I was aggravated. And this is actually one of the ones I picked up. There's a few others, and this is the one I went with. It's about this guy. I've not even talked about what it's about. It's about this guy who, his best friend, I think, goes missing, or she disappears, something under that matter, and then he receives photographs soon after thinking it's her. Or thinking that it could be her. His other best friend, who's not really his best friend, from what I gather in the story, is telling him he's wrong, but he keeps getting these different photographs, in which I'm just gonna show you. I don't know if these are spoilers, but I don't even know. I'm not there yet. But there's photographs, and they're actually taken, and they're actually printed in there. And they do talk about them, and they do represent what they talk about in each photograph, and you get to see them. The tagline is, you know one me, just like I know one you, but you can't know every me, and I can't know every you. Which is beautiful, I just have to say. And it's not a poetry book, but it's kind of written in a stylistic form, and so it makes it really easy to read. And also, a lot of it's crossed out, like if he's writing a journal or something, which also makes it really easy to read. It's really fast. It's really good for me reading 100 pages a day, which I'm trying to get back into. But since be how I read the most books is read 100 pages a day. And then I kind of sometimes push off like, oh, but I listen to like 3 hours in audiobooks. That's gotta represent like 50 pages, right? The last book that I got from the library, which is The Miseducation of Cameron Post, which just got turned into a movie, was at Sundance in January, won a whole bunch of awards, and it's LGBTQ, or Pride Month, I guess we can call it, which I'm a part of that. I'm gay, and so I support every aspect of like the community, in which we're going to talk about a book that's also part of that community. And I think it's about a lesbian. I think she falls in love with a cowgirl. Oh, her parents die in a horrible car wreck. That's important to know. And she gets sent to live with her aunt in a different place. Her aunt's a conservative, hardcore conservative. Finds out a niece is probably a lesbian. Sends her off to a conversion camp. She meets some friends. I think they try to escape. I think that's the concept. I'm not sure. It got a whole bunch of hype and awards, and maybe even awards stuff could happen when it comes out in theaters. But I wanted to read the book before I saw the movie for obvious reasons. And also, it's the month of Pride, and so like it's really big. And the words are really, really small, as you guys can see. Can you see that? I don't know. And stuff. And so, I don't know how much I'm going to like it. And I might end up trying to find it on audio if I don't like it. Like, actual book. If I think it's really good. Like, written. So, we'll see if I find it on audio. I don't know if I will or not. I don't even know if I'll continue with it. I don't really DNF books that often. I've only DNF like 3 books this year. Most of them were actually in the month of May, so I should probably go back and like check that. Alright, now we're going to get into Kindle. We'll go Kindle and then audio. Because Kindle's a little easier. So, I have my handy dandy Kindle right here. Ignore that. Right here. I'm just going to turn on. Yep. Cool. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what I'm reading. I tend to read newspapers and stuff on here. My magazines that I have daily subscriptions for. These are big things that I tend to read on here. But I do occasionally read a Kindle novel, especially if I get one from like my library or something. I download it on here or something like that. I also listen to audiobooks through Audible, but I tend to listen to them on my phone through an app called Libby. Now, if I go to my books, I'm currently reading Boys Town Season 2. Now, Boys Town is it's a soap opera. It's written like a TV show is, like a soap opera is. It's majorly for adults. It's a gay erotica, but I also don't believe it's just a gay erotica. That's how it was presented to me. Yet, as the more I read them, the more, the first one was really good. It got really, really disgusting towards the end of the first book, and so I wasn't really sure if I was continuing on the story, but it ended in a weird way to a point where I was like, I kind of want to know what happens. And that was the whole point of, like, the ending, obviously. And so I picked up the second one, and I don't know, I think I've read, like, the first 30 or 40% of it, because these are written, yeah, I can't tell you how many pages I've read, but it's like 600 pages or 500 pages or something like that. And I read them pretty fast. So, I mean, I guess I might continue. I don't really know. I'm also reading Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh my gosh, go away, bugs. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 9, Library Edition number 1, which carries the first, like, 5 volumes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is, like, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And I've enjoyed the comic books so much, even though I think they're really controversial. And then a few other comic books, because I do read comic books on Comixology. I'm not going to showcase them here. Another one that I'm going to probably talk about is Spider-Man Deadpool. Deadpool is one of my favorite characters of all time. He just is. I love Wade Wilson, and I love his interactions with Spider-Man, so I'm reading their comic book that Marvel put out a few years ago. I'd never read it, but I've always been wanting to. I got the first 3 volumes, and I've been enjoying them very thoroughly on my Kindle. It's very nice. Alright, now we're going to talk about audiobooks. I guess we can talk about this, because this is a whole another thing. My TBR is very long. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to go very fast. Okay. I've been rambling. I'm sorry. I did a lot. Little Women is my classic for the month. I'm going to try to start reading classics. I'm going to school for grade writing in English. I'm reading English majors, so I'm going to be reading a lot of these. And so I'm going to try to get through as many as possible. I've read this. Jane Eyre is also on my list. I've watched the movie. I want to read the book. And then I've also read Wuthering Heights. And there's another one. Well, I read a few, like, classics, but weren't actually, like, classics, but they're, like, classics. Great Gatsby I read, Mockingjay, you know, To Kill a Bird, To Kill a Mockingjay, you know, type thing. And I read all those. I read 3 William Shakespeare plays, so these are going to pop up every once in a while. I don't read these, I listen to these, I can't read them. But I do listen to them, and I do take notes while I read them. Yeah. So, I have the the Heritage Classic Cherished Forever version of this. I also have War and Peace, but that's over 1,000 pages long, and I just didn't think I could listen to it over a 24-hour audiobook this month. Maybe I could. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up eventually. But Little Women is my goal as a classic. I might change it to something else that I think might be more interesting. But there's also a BBC TV show that's coming out with Will Fitzgerald, who is the main character of the Screen TV series that got canceled, brought back as a new cast and everything, but she's part of the original. I think she's a phenomenal actress. So I kind of want to watch the TV show. But I was like, I have to read the book first. So, yeah, that's there. Alright, the other audiobooks, which I do have a copy of, and there are only 2 that I'm planning on reading this month. I'm sure I pick up more. I pick up memoirs, like, all the time. I have, Warren Grant's I've not even listened to on a separate audiobook app that I should probably listen to this month as well. But the only definite one that I know I'm going to be reading is The Lightning Thief by Percy Jackson, in which I'm actually not planning on listening to the whole book. I just need a head start. Everybody knows what Percy Jackson is, right? If you don't, this demigod boy named Percy Jackson figures out he's a demigod. He's the son of Zeus. His mother, I'm pretty sure, I think they're half-bloods. So his mother had a baby with Zeus. Not knowing, I don't think. And then he gets the powers and stuff. It was turned into a movie. I watched the movie when I was younger. I never read the books. I started to read them, but I didn't really like them. I think I've read Percy Jackson. And the next one, which is like the Sea of the Gods or Sea of something. Sea of Fire. I owned them both for a very long time. I unhauled them both. I went to a book sale, which is why this is $2. And I picked it back up because I was like, you know what, everybody talks about it. I should probably get back into it. And so we're going to try it, but I want to listen to it first because of the fact that I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to get into it unless I listen to it first. So I have the audiobook, in which I'll be picking up, not today, because my audiobook that I'm listening to is kind of long. Now, if I pick up my phone, this is the last book we're going to talk about before I'm going to say my goodbyes. I'm going to go to Libby, and it's Crust by Marissa Meyer. I have been charging through these books, and I'm in love. Okay, I didn't think I was going to like it, because I don't like robotics, I don't like, hierarchies, or, high dystopians and stuff, and that's all this is. That's what Crust is, that's what Cinder is, and that's what Scarlet and Winter and all them. But Marissa Meyer reading, and I want to make a shout out to the actual person who does the audio, because it is so beautiful. It's memorizing. I'm gonna make a shout out to her, Rebecca Sower. Phenomenal reader. And I think she might be the reason why I pick up more of them. This one's 16 hours, and then I have Winter, and I'm planning on picking them both up this month. This is a series I want to end in June, and then there's several smaller books. But also Marissa Meyer has a few other books I want to pick up as well. She's becoming one of my top new favorite authors. And because of the series, and I'm not even going to listen, I think I'm going to listen to all her books. So, like, one of my favorite audiobooks. Because I think they're all narrated by the same person. So, I just love narration. But guys, that's my TBR. It's huge, I get it. But I try to read 100 pages a day. So, it looks huge, but I end up going through, like, 5 or 6 books a month. And everything, if I'm on a good reading week. And I'm not in a reading slump. And I'm trying to break through it. I think Poet X is going to really help. And I think the audiobooks are going to really help. Make me want to read more. Comic books really help. So yeah. I'm super excited for this month for reading. Thank you for tuning in. If you did you like the video, give me a big fat thumbs up. Have you read any of these books? I've not read any of them except for Saga. I know most about Buffy. I know most about Boys Town, obviously, because I read the first one. But everything else, except I started a few, are any of these are books that you really wanted to read and you're looking forward to my opinion on them? Let me know down in the comments down below. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, you should be. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys all next time for another lovely video. Goodbye.